Hello, 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 Love Revolution beloveds. We are in for a massive treat today. You have those people that the universe says y'all need to know each other, and it's almost as if this beautiful lady and I can have a conversation without words. You know those kind of people? And that's what happened with her. When I tell you that Diane Haworth is the be love lady, that's all you got to know, right? And you understand how we could have these whole conversations. And so we're going to dig into her and her mission, her vision, and what it means to be the be love lady. And Diane, I start all these interviews off with the same questions. I'll start off with you. How are you infusing your life, personal or professional, with agape unconditional love?
Oh, what a great question. And thank you very much for inviting me to be here. Every day I do my best to make a conscious decision to align to that inner divine love within me and to react or live from that place instead of reacting from fear, overwhelm, and stress, which is what I which is what I used to do, right? And man, it is a lot easier when you invite love
That's
and
right.
when your intention is to align to that love we all are. And I think that's why we're soul sisters.
Yes. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Every single time we talk, as I said, like we don't really even have to have a whole lot of words. And then, the last time that we talked, I said to you, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I said to you, I don't know if you find this too woo-woo, but I was talking about speaking to people who are already, as I might say, already in heaven, who are not here on the planet, who have passed away, whatever terminology. And I said, I don't know if you think that's woo-woo that I talk to them. And then you shared this amazing story that you had shared on your podcast. I wonder if you would share it with our audience.
I would love to. And the contents for this is it to me there's just no question that love not only supports us, guides us, is that energy that is us, but that it never dies.
Yeah.
So my husband died unexpectedly almost a year ago, and you'll hear this in my voice, but it is such gratitude for what I recognize is love's presence. Even in the most traumatic year of my life, I
Mm-hmm.
have felt supported and guided and held up by love in beautiful messages like people from you, like you, and just so many ways. But in this particular instance, I had been talking, to my husband. I do it all the time, right? Honey, it's time to change the filter in the air conditioner. I don't know where you put those things. Where are they? I'm always walking around and
Uh-huh.
I will hear literally. I'll just suddenly know there'll be a sign somewhere. I'll know what it is. So I feel very connected to him, even though he's not here in physical form. And the story I shared with you was the day of his celebration of life. There was a clock. I've got it here for you. One of these little battery operated clocks we
Ah,
all used to have a million
yes.
years ago.
Yes.
This thing, which has totally dead batteries, was actually buried in the bottom of my sister's drawer. She was
Wow.
getting ready to come to the celebration of life and she heard this sound and she thought, is that a phone? She calls her husband. What's ringing? They finally locate this sound, and this clock, which had not worked for years, the alarm went off. Now she just knew that was Joe, it's my husband, saying, "Hey, I'm
Right.
here today."
Right.
So she brings me this little clock and tells me the story. And after our celebration of life, I'm home and I'm unpacking things that I took, pictures and all that sort of thing. And I put this on the counter in my kitchen. And I said, "Okay, baby, I really appreciate knowing that you can make this thing go off. I'm right here. Tell me anything you want to know."
Yeah.
And then I just put it on the counter. And you know how it is. The kitchen is where you're always coming in and out. So the next few hours, I would go through the kitchen. I say, "Hey, baby, you got anything for me yet?" And there wasn't anything, but I was really enjoying the conversation and the connection.
Yes.
After a couple hours, I went by and I noticed there was a couple little lines. You remember what would happen when the batteries would start to go down?
Ah,
There'd be these little lines. And I got
right.
so excited. I'm like, baby, I'm right here. You got this. Just keep going. You got this. And again, I just put it down and then I walked away. I came back and the number 637. So the clock was set to 6:37, right?
Yes.
I looked that up, and 6:37 means always and forever.
Mm,
Now, we would always look at angel numbers, and what does this number mean? So the fact that he would communicate that through
right.
numbers
Through numbers.
is absolutely him.
Yes.
Plus, he kept a bunch of old stuff that he should have thrown away years ago. So for him to pick an old thing with
Yes.
dead batteries
Yes.
was so my darling Joe.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel so connected to him. And as I shared with you yesterday, what's beautiful about our connection now is it's not colored with ego.
Right.
There's no, why didn't you take the trash out? I thought you were going to pay that bill. That stuff's gone.
Yeah.
It's simply love reacting to love.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's from both sides.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's not you constantly pouring it out and getting nothing back from him, but so it's love reacting to love, and then him reacting, and then and initiating, because I'm sure there are times that you don't ask him for a sign, but then he sends you one and you recognize it.
Absolutely. I am often here in my office and be writing. I'm writing a book right now, and I'll put a little YouTube playlist on with music. And a lot of it's just music from, when I was younger, high school, college years. And then YouTube will make a mix, right? And you just click that and it starts putting songs out. So I was doing one of those. I had not pre-selected these songs, but YouTube knows the kinds of songs I listen to.
Hmm.
And one of my husband's songs that he had written for me, that he had posted on YouTube 16 years ago, showed up in that shuffle.
Wow. Wow.
And that was another way that he came through to say always and forever.
Always and forever. Always and forever. Yeah. My mister and I say I love you infinity, which I know is not proper grammar, but it's infinity. I love you infinity. So if you are willing to share, can you talk a little bit about the book? And also, will you please add me to your launch team? Because that's one of my favorite things to do
Oh, thank
is
you.
be on launch teams for books. And so I know anything you're going to write, it's going to be absolutely stellar.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, it's actually a book about my Be Love principles,
Wow.
which are a series of 4 statements that can be used individually or together as a series, as a process to help you go from a constricted ego or personality based viewpoint to a more divine expanded one.
Mm,
And the principles are what helped me go through, Joe's sudden illness and his death.
mm.
So I talk about that. I talk about how I received them in a meditation, and I'll just quickly share what the 4 are.
Yeah.
Greet everyone with an open heart without an agenda.
Oh,
See the divine essence in everyone and everything. Forgive quickly, completely, and unconditionally. And the 4th is remember you are the light. You never left the light of the all.
mm,
So even when Joe was sick and I was getting news from doctors that I didn't want to hear,
mhm,
because I've been practicing this for years now, I could say, show me the divine essence here.
mhm,
Show me my forgiveness opportunities. Help
mhm,
me greet this situation with an open heart without an agenda. And
mhm.
that was actually really important because we all have agendas, we all have
Yeah,
judgments, we all have filters. But when you can release that, and to me, that's only done through grace, that's no human thing involved in that from my perspective, then even those last days, I could be so much more present
right.
for him, for our kids, for our grandkids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how love, just one of many ways love is here to
Right.
support us through this life journey.
Yes. 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 The power of forgiveness. Um, Somebody recently, I was married before, I have a friend who's been married for many decades, and they are looking at maybe separating or going through a divorce. And she was asking me, how do you forgive some of those things that happened during that time frame? And I said I learned forgiveness from Medea. I don't know if you know who Medea is, Tyler Perry. But Medea would say, Elizabeth, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. And just that tiny little bit of understanding that forgiveness is for me. And then of course you take it exponentially deeper and the way that you present it. And I'm also finishing up a course through Stanford called Love is a Force for Social Justice. And it's talking about how love changes our brain chemistry, that the neuroplasticity of our brain is changed when we are intent on being love, serving with love, inviting love in, meeting others with love. And so forgiveness has got to be all intertwined in that. And that's so powerful that that's the concept.
It was so helpful because I wasn't ever going to, in this situation with my husband, I never blamed doctors. I didn't blame the test. I didn't do anything like that. It was, I did, to be very honest, go, wait a minute, what did the doctors tell you 6 months ago that you forgot to tell me or that you didn't think was real? Or, people do all kinds of things, right? So there was a forgiveness opportunity for me. Why didn't I see this?
Mm-hmm.
What should I have seen, right? All of that would have robbed both of us of
Mm-hmm.
those precious last days.
Yeah.
So when I worked through the process, wait a minute, show me how we knew the way it was going to play out. Show me how to greet this situation with an open heart. Show me the divine essence here.
Yes.
And it made the forgiveness, it was just more like part of the process. It
Yes.
was so much easier for me to let that go
Right.
and let love lead us where we needed to be. And
Right.
it supported me on these. There have been rough days in the last year,
Yeah.
and there's been joyful days.
Yeah.
Joyful days. I'm never giving up this stupid clock. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
it's,
Right.
it's never going to give this up.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
so much gratitude
Uh-huh.
with the grief.
Yes.
There's so much gratitude,
Yes.
and walking with me every step of the way is always love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
always love.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting because, one aspect of my business is debt-free degree. And so I've written a book about that. And people have said, well, when are you going to write the Love Revolution book or Leading with Love book? And, obviously there are some love books out there and yours is going to be amazing. And so I definitely, like I said, I really am sincere that I want to be on that launch team. I
Thank
want to
you.
help get that into the world. When I read the Let Them theory, I was
Yeah,
like, well, she wrote it. Because in Love Revolution, we say that love stands for letting others voluntarily evolve and letting ourselves voluntarily evolve. And that speaks a little bit to the forgiveness piece, but
it
not
does.
nearly like what you do. And so I love that you do this amazing deep dive there because it's really understanding if I'm going to let others voluntarily evolve, there is a forgiveness that has to take place, or, a laying down of expectations, or even a laying down of, this is what I had planned. And
Yeah,
if you and I, like we have a higher power, and for people that, have a higher power, it's like, okay, universe, higher power, karma, cosmic communion, whatever you want to say, like, hello, I've got a plan, and that's not in keeping with the plan. And so how do you, navigating that? And so you having those four very intentional steps is such a beautiful way. I'm sure you start your day that way, but I bet you revisit them constantly throughout the day. And probably on any given day, one bubbles up to the top as being that you need to institute more than the other, perhaps.
Well, it's all a process. And those are all wonderful questions. And I do want to be really, really honest. And that is, I did not come up with these. I was living my life thinking everything was pretty cool, but I had been praying, show me how to serve. What is my point? What am I here to do? How am I here to serve? Make me an instrument of your peace. And about
Um,
6 months later, I literally was in meditation and these things came to me. And I always say they came to me because I needed them, right? I'm a systems girl. So I like step one, step two, step three,
uh-huh.
step four, check that box. What has been so wonderful as I have worked with them
Mhm.
is that it's not just the problems, right? We always think, well, how can love help us in the problems? And that's great, by the way, in conflict, in dealing with world affairs and dealing with health issues, financial issues, whatever it is. What I've also discovered is if we have an ego perspective on even what we think is joy,
Mm.
that's less than the expanded divine perspective. Why would we limit anything here
Yeah,
to what we see?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, when we ask, show me from that divine place, show me how to
yes,
see this differently. What I've also noticed is not only is there comfort in grief and all of that, but yeah, the joys are more intense.
yes.
There, I see joy in things that I never saw before. I'm having a wonderful relationship with a squirrel in my yard who I
Oh,
talk to every day. And this little
oh,
fella has brought me so much joy. And I
oh.
never even noticed him before.
Yes,
And it's just, there's so much intensity in nature that I have noticed
yes,
since, not necessarily when Joe died, but since I have said, show me what you see.
yes,
Show me
yes,
love. How do I see myself? What do you see when you see me?
yes,
What do you see when you see my beautiful friend, Dr. Ross? What do you see when you see the love revolution? Help me see this as you do.
yes, 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 yes. And not only let me see it, but then also let me be a vessel.
Yeah,
Maybe a
what's my
conduit,
part?
so it's yeah, yeah, it's so interesting because my dad has been gone almost 26 years. And you just reminded me there was one summer I was staying at his house and he was going to be gone for a few days. And so he said, okay, and when you're staying there, I need you to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And then he said, and also if you'll feed my fox. And I was like, what? And he goes, what I do is I put a little bit on this paper plate and take it to this particular place in the yard and just leave it there and then go back like an hour or two later and pick up the plate. That's exactly what happened. Yes, he had this little friendship with this fox that he was like, I don't want the fox to think, like nature and just the interconnection, just the beauty all around us.
If we're all one, why are we not one with the fox and with the squirrel and with the trees and everything else? And it means that we are one with people we may not agree with. And we
Yeah.
don't have to agree with their behaviors. We don't have to agree with their behaviors. And if there's something, I work with folks who've been in abusive relationships or who have had crimes, right, perpetuated against them, as I know you have.
Mm,
Let the law do what the law needs to do.
hmm
And
hmm
understand, just like you said, forgiveness is for you to
Yeah.
release fear, resentment. Yeah. And
Yeah.
to just be gentle with yourself. This human thing is hard.
Yes.
This human
Yes.
thing's messy
Yes. Yes.
and beautiful
Yeah.
and gorgeous and surprising. And it's an adventure.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
we never know, right? I just keep thinking about when I was like the first time I got on a roller coaster and I thought, oh, I have this. I so did not have that. I so did not have that,
No.
right?
No.
It wasn't what I thought. And what in
Right.
life is what you think?
Right.
Take
Right. Right. And it makes me think about too, for the first part of my life, I really spent a lot of energy tamping down my emotions, whatever the emotion was, particularly if it wasn't, happy or good or joy, whatever it was. I spent a lot of energy tamping it down, not understanding that what I should have been spending energy on is allowing it to come up and then focusing on altering my reaction, perhaps. And so what you were just saying is it's I think so many people are so focused on someone's personality, someone's behaviors, someone's words, someone's tone, and so they're arguing or they're creating division based on those things. When this overlying the what you call the spark of divinity
Yeah.
or the divine essence or their heartbeat, whatever it is, and that's overarching, and it's like so many people are ignoring that and then just going for the thing that's creating all the friction, if that makes sense.
Well, it totally does. And certainly in times of my life, I was right in there creating friction
Yeah,
because that's what I thought we were supposed to do, right?
exactly. We were taught that's what we were supposed to do.
Right. Be a good girl, do
Yeah,
what your parents say, marry the right guy, go get this job, raise your kids, whatever it is we were supposed to do. And I don't regret any of that. But as we are all, as societies, not only in American society, but world societies along around the world, are evolving and saying, wait a minute, maybe in past generations we put up with that, but no more.
yeah,
We're letting love lead us forward.
that's right.
That I've got grandchildren and I keep thinking, I want to leave them a more compassionate,
Yes,
collaborative, loving world. And
yes,
that means we are in collaboration with each other, with
yes,
other governments, with other whatever's out there,
yes,
including Mother Earth, our resources. How can we share this beautiful planet
right.
so that we all thrive?
Yeah.
And people who think that is unrealistic, I am inviting them to
Hmm.
rethink, to
Yes,
rethink.
yes.
There's been
Yeah.
so much change. I'm not, despite my highlights you see here, I'm not all that old. And my grandfather moved from Indianapolis to Nebraska in the back of a covered wagon.
Wow.
So think in just those few generations
Yeah.
what we've done
Yeah.
and what we can do going forward from a more loving, kind perspective. And
Yes.
that's why I love you so much because you get it and that you're
Yes.
here to help everybody understand this. It's love is not a nice thing to have. This is our essential.
Yeah.
It's vital to each of us
Yes.
being able to have the experience that we want to have in this world
Yeah.
and to share that with others.
Yes.
Thank you for leading the way on this. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The most powerful force in the universe. Absolutely.
Or
Absolutely.
any universe. I
Or
now
any
I say.
universe. Exactly. I mean, my massage therapist is amazing. And I was telling her about 8 billion people loving 8 billion people. And then I was telling her that I envision um, when astronauts orbit our planet, that the planet will vibrate at purple because we're each living at our highest, best, most loving self. And her first reaction was, "That's beautiful." Her second reaction was, "But did you limit it there?" It was like, I don't have yes, that's as far as I can go. But there may be how many hundreds of thousands of other planets out there that are also maybe vibrating at purple and so yes, that's as far as I can go today. I can
It just
evolve there.
it's just wonderful to envision. To
Yeah.
me, it's just wonderful to envision.
Yeah.
And what the other thing that I am really excited about, and I know you see this, there are so many indicators that while there are still people, screaming at each other, and I get that, there are there are people like you, there are podcasts like this, there's conversations like this going on every second of the day.
Yes.
And every second of the day or night, 24/7, 365 days a year, people in some part of the world they're praying for each of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
How amazing is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
How amazing is that? And how amazing it is to think that we can then pour our love and prayers and meditation
Yeah.
into a world where everyone feels like they belong.
Right. 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 You were talking about legacy building, and you were talking about leaving a legacy. And so with your grandchildren, what is, and will be my final question, what what is the message, or what is the methodology, or what is the way that you not only are leaving that to your grandchildren, but you're calling in their friends and their peers and other people's grandchildren? And because, obviously they are our future. We can spend some time trying to change generations our age and older, but also we can also really alter the trajectory of our planet with the young people. And so what is your message there, your methodology there?
What I always now some of them are young, real young, but what I tell them is that you come from love, in love, to live love. And the more that I can stay centered, and the more that, because they're watching everything, right? My kids and my grandkids, they watch everything you do.
Yeah.
How does Gigi's what they call me? How does Gigi
Um,
react to this? How did Gigi react when we were in the hospital? How did Gigi react when we brought Pop Pop home
yeah.
and was with him for those last few days?
Yeah.
That to me is a legacy of love. I remember grandparents and people who were teachers, people who were important to me, ministers. It wasn't any book they ever gave me. It wasn't a lesson. It was watching them live love.
Yeah. 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 That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. The Be Love Lady, y'all. Yeah. How can folks get in touch with you, Diane?
Oh, if they're interested in the Be Love Principles, you can go to beloveprinciples.org. And all of my events and things are also on more from Diane, DIANE.com. And
Oh,
thank you for
oh.
shining your light in the world.
Absolutely. It is just a delight and a joy. And love revolution, beloveds. I mean, talk about synergies and talking about love, and what could be a better gift. And so y'all go check out what Diane has and her Be Love principles, and make sure when the book comes out that you're pre-ordering and you're ordering and sending it to folks, and just love on her as much as you can. Until next time, y'all, this has been a Love Revolution interview, and I appreciate y'all and love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.